Welcome, Internet Nomad. Today I'm sharing some great memories from the game Kirby Air Ride. This was one of my favorite couch co-op games. The multiplayer sessions my brothers and I had were legendary. Whenever we had 7 minutes, we would play City Trial. The GameCube was my first new console growing up. Sadly, my GameCube is starting to show its age. It no longer closes right, but there's workarounds for that. Most of my time with Kirby Air Ride was spent on City Trial. I would dabble in the other modes. The namesake mode, Air Ride, I would play some of it, but City Trial was my favorite. Something about collecting the modifiers and playing one contest at the end hooked me. City Trial was basically a free roam map, where players could collect boosters such as flying, speed, and many more. During this time, which we always set to 7 minutes, a player could drive around looking for upgrades and better rides. My favorite rides were the Shadow Star and the Jet Star. Those two bikes, besides the legendary bikes, were my go-to. So the legendary rides could only be attained if one player collects all three pieces. My brothers and I made a pact that the first one to find a piece of the ride could get the rest. These two legendary rides are called Dragoon and Hydra. Dragoon is a great speed and mainly flying ride. Hydra has to be charged, but it's the fastest ride of all. The goal with Hydra is to collect enough yellow charge boosts, so the charge period is shorter. If the event at the end is a race, Hydra usually wins. One of the hardest events is battling King D. They made the event way too hard. Even with the highest level CPUs, King D is a hard challenge. The game could be played with 2 to 4 players. CPUs could be added. My brothers would include a CPU just to mess around with them. At any time, the player could get copy abilities like the Kirby games. In events, the player has to suck up enemies like the mainline series. In City Trial and Destruction Derby, copy abilities come from symbols you can collect. This is because there's no enemies in these modes. The Destruction Derby are similar. The Derby is an event where 4 players are put into a map where they must battle each other. Each destruction of a ride is 1 point. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. During the City Trial section, there are many events that could happen. My top ones are meteors and UFOs. Meteors crash into the city. I would always go inside the palace since the meteor cannot go there. This is a bad strategy, since many power-ups fall out of the meteors that land. The UFO event is a big spinning disc that collects many power-ups. Fly up to the sanctuary and you can find many power-ups on it. Dynablade is a fun event too. This giant bird comes down and then you have to hit it in the head and receive power-ups. The best power-up is the All. This gives the player a +1 on every skill. These are usually given during the events. Some other fun events include boxes all contain the same thing, and fake items have appeared. The cool thing about the boxes included in the same thing is that anything could be in it. Sometimes it's a good power-up, sometimes it's useless like food. While the boxes that contain the same thing is going, it's easy to find legendary pieces. Legendary pieces are always found in red boxes. If this event occurs, all boxes that are spinning contain the same thing. Legendary pieces could be found in the boxes not spinning. Fake items appearing is a cool event too. Basically, every power-up has a fake version, except for hearts. These fake items are all designed differently from the real. If you collect the fake item, you are damaged and lose a power-up. After the time is up, everyone has to compete in the stadium event. Predictions can be given to 8 players on what type of stadium event is happening. Sometimes a fast bike is preferred. Sometimes a good flying vehicle might be useful. Usually I try to always focus on flying and speed. That combination usually does well most of the time. One of my favorite is Target Flight. This one favors a good flying vehicle. Basically, there's a wall of numbers and a floor of numbers. Everyone races down a ramp and jumps toward the certain number. The numbers could only be collected once. The goal is to get the highest score after 2 rounds. The highest number is 100, but that one opens and closes. If a player hits the gray part of the 100, then it stays stuck. This could allow a player to hit the 100 spot easily. There are two flying-focused stadium events, the high jump and the air glider. The high jump is about how high your bike could go, while the air glider is how far your machine could go. Kirby Melee is a great stadium event too. Basically, the players are put into an area with common enemies. The goal is to beat as many as you can. The sword copy ability is the best for this event. I had a blast playing this game. I would go on to complete every objective in the game for City Trial. There's 120 objectives for each mode. Some objectives were annoying. There's a group of objectives that make you destroy a certain ride with a certain ride. My brothers and I focused on those objectives and finally beat them one day. I finally beat King D once. Usually I would just use one of the purple squares for it. Purple squares allow you to get the reward for beating a challenge without having to complete it. Beating King D allows you to play as him in Free Ride. Free Ride is a mode where you could drive around the map of City Trial without any items. Meta Knight is also in the game. Beating an objective unlocks him. The problem with Meta Knight and King D is that you can't use different machines. Once their HP hits 0, they are unusable. Thank you for hearing me rant and rave about one of my favorite GameCube games. Farewell, Internet Nomad.